So here's the deal, I had to observe a court case which satisfied a number of criteria in order to write a court report for one of my assignments at uni. And my idea was just to waltz into the magistrate's court, which is the court that deals with lower level offences, find a contested speeding fine, suspended license, and be on my way.
Okay, so I obviously won't be able to film inside, but I hope that at least I can go into the bathroom and give some updates on how my assignment is going on.
So over there is the Supreme Court, the highest court in Victoria, this is the County Court, and this is the Magistrates Court.
There's been a new revelation. Apparently the Magistrates isn't running openly today. It's only closed cases, only people who are there for a case can actually go in. So this isn't great, but apparently the County Court is still running as normal, so I'm going to try that.
On a complete side note, there was this demonic looking elevator in the County Court which I thought I would die if I went in.
It is now day 2 of me coming to the city to observe a court hearing. So what happened the other day, right? The last clip you saw was of me leaving the magistrates because it was closed. So I went to the county court, and then I had to sneak into their bathrooms. Well, I didn't sneak in, I could just walk in there. But I went to their bathrooms to try and desperately search up a case that I could hear, and a case that hadn't had a part of it already heard. So I did walk into this room and I found a girl there who is from my class, and she was also in the same situation as me. Went to the magistrates, was closed, she came here. So I started hanging out with her, which is why I couldn't get any footage for the rest of the day, even though possibly I could have if I was alone. And then, because the case matter for that was very sensitive, after spending an entire morning there watching the jury being impaneled, they closed the court off while the witnesses gave their evidence, which means that we couldn't observe it, and I would have failed my assignment if I did it on that. So I went to another court in the afternoon session, and it was super confusing. I did not understand a second of what was being said. So now I'm back to try my luck at the magistrates again. So, day 2, right? This morning I had to make it the most gigantic run of my life. I had to run from the opposite end of the parking lot to get to my platform at the train station in 2 minutes so that I didn't miss my train. Technically I made it in 4 minutes, but because there were so many people at the platform, it took so long for them to board that I was one of the last people to board, and then the train just took off. So I'm glad that I got there. My feet hurt for most of the duration of that train ride because my shoes are really impractical for running. And right now it's a very drizzly day in Melbourne, but it's not enough to warrant me getting out an umbrella. So just enjoy me getting absolutely drenched all day. I was going to get a tram to go to at least William Street, but I can't because the next tram is in 6 minutes and I don't feel like wasting my time like that. I'll just walk. Which is really odd because in the time that I was sitting on the Southern Cross steps and filming, I saw 4 trams go the opposite way to which way I'm going, and the next tram going this way is still 6 minutes away, which is weird as hell. Okay, so there was a bit of a problem. I had my food in a glass container to take in, and apparently I can't take the glass container in. They have to keep it with them, register it. The only problem is that they can't register the food inside it, so they were okay, so here's the deal. You're gonna have to get rid of the food somehow, or you can go up the street to a cafe and they can give you a container or something. So I did go up the street, and this cute little lovely cafe, which I couldn't get the name of, but I'll find the name of, gave me a container. It is a cardboard container, so hopefully my food doesn't leak through. I've put it in the container and in a paper bag, and then further in a
refrigerated bag, so hopefully it'll be fine. But now I'm heading back to court, so hopefully it's okay.
This is me looking back at all of the notes that I made over several cases throughout the entire morning session and being super confused as to what to do now because it was getting kind of late and I didn't have a case.
Okay, so I've been in and out of courtrooms all morning, and I have not had any luck yet. And honestly, starting to get kind of stressed out that I might have to come a third day, and I don't think that I'm gonna get anything then either. So like, I don't know what to do. I'm just gonna go get some lunch because I'm actually like honestly really tired now, and then hopefully after the break I get a bit luckier.
Other than cafes and restaurants, there's actually no place to sit on Lonsdale Street, so I found this bus stop, and since I didn't have my fork because they also confiscated that, I used 2 coffee stirrers as makeshift chopsticks because improvise, adapt, overcome. And as I sat there all alone at a bus stand in the cold drizzling rain, eating my cold lunch out of a soggy cardboard box without the proper utensils, I couldn't help but feel a little bit sad and miss the good old school days and a bit frustrated with the uni for giving first year law students a difficult to complete assignment in the first 4 weeks of them studying.
I'll give you like an update on what happened there once I'm like sitting somewhere nicely. Hopefully you can hear me with this. But I'm currently making my way back to the station so that I can catch a train home so that I don't like actually stay there forever. But just now I was in the courtroom, right? And because the courtrooms have no like windows or any natural light, it does feel like it's very dark outside. So I was honestly assuming that when I go outside it's gonna be like pouring, raining, hailing, and it would be like dark as night, or like it would be like nightfall. Apparently it's not, and I guess it makes sense because it's only like 4:15, but I want to get home before dark, so let's go.
Turns out the first possible opportunity I had to sit down and actually talk was in my own car. So now I'm pretty much almost back home. I'm still at the station though, I have to drive home. But guess what happened? I found a literal angel. So I went back to the magistrate's court, right? And I was honestly like this close to giving up. I was planning to go home and then return another day after fully researching all of the cases that we're in, and then I would just like walk straight into like a committal hearing at the magistrate's court, and then it'll be all good and dandy. But as I was doing that, I was just like jumping around on all of the floors. Now this was like lunchtime, but at the same time I couldn't find like an active case that would have been going on after the lunch break resumed that I would know would be like perfect for my assignment. So I made my way back down to level 2, which is where they have kind of like the registry and stuff, and they can also like guide you on where to find the cases. So I was like, maybe I'm just gonna give it like one last shot. I'm gonna ask them if there's any like case that's gonna actually be worth me spending my time in, or I'll just go home, right? But guess what? A literal angel appeared there. She's also a girl who's doing her first year at Latrobe, first year law at Latrobe, and she was also looking for a case. Well, I don't know what she was doing there actually, because she said that they had been in the county court since that morning, and so they had been watching the case and they were going to go back after the lunch break and watch it again. And they were like, hey, do you want to join us? And she was like, yeah, I could give you my notes. I could give you the notes that I took from this morning, and then you could just join us for the second half. And I was like, oh my goodness, really? And honestly, an actual lifesaver. So we went over to the county court, and I actually got the material that I need for my assignment. Yes! Sorry, I'm super excited about it. But that means that I can now do my assignment. This day is actually over and it's successful, and I don't have to go back to the courts again. Hopefully until like I graduate, and actually honestly at this point I don't even ever want to go back. But honestly, having fun, it's all good. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I hope you continue to have a wonderful day, and I shall see you next time.